It turns out that man is actually not that special after all. Dogs aren't just man's best friend, they are just awesome creatures who can be friends with everybody. These dogs were able to become the best of friends with some of the craziest animals just by their sheer will to be happy and enjoy their lives. Let's get started, but first, please give this video a like as it helps me out a ton. At the famous Joe Exotic Zoo, they have a 500-pound male lion named Bone Digger, and this lion has somehow accepted and become friends with 3 dachshund dogs. Apparently, the lion suffers from a bone disease, and Milo the wiener dog bonded with him as a kitten, and now the dogs clean the giant lion's mouth after his meals. The lion has also accepted 2 other wiener dogs and they just hang around. The lion lunges at people outside the cage, but he is best friends with Milo, and they are inseparable. A black panther named Luna was rejected by her mother when she was just a kitten, so a human stepped up and cared for the small cat. At first, she cared for her at the zoo, but then she bought the panther and took her home, where she met her best friend, a Rottweiler named Venza. These two play together in the cold, snowy mountains of Siberia. These two are completely inseparable, and they play around all day and even travel together with a woman in her car. I wouldn't imagine seeing a panther in the snow, but here you have one that is completely happy and enjoying her life with a dog too. Here's another video of a mama cat abandoning her kitten. This time it was a cheetah that was abandoned in captivity. The cheetah named KJ was alone, so the carers decided to get a puppy the same age so they can grow up together.
Might look odd, but in this case, the odds even out.
The dog was named Rhino, and dogs have been teamed up with cheetahs since the 80s, as they are able to provide comfort to other animals besides humans. They instantly bonded, as cheetahs have many of the same personality traits as dogs. They do have some issues though with their behaviors, but they are still best friends and they overcome all their issues and are completely inseparable as well. We go back to Siberia, where at this zoo they have 2 unlikely best friends, a Malamute named Brahmi and a freaking bear named Andreyka.
The biting. The wrestling.
The zoo found the bear cub extremely weak, and they brought it to the zoo where she instantly bonded with a dog. Through their wolf housing, the bear has been able to get stronger and is doing really well. The overall plan is sadly to release the bear back into the wild, but Rami is used to it as he has helped take care of 3 other bears in the past. Dogs have been able to become the best friends with the biggest land animal, which is the elephant. At this reserve for animals with troubled past, they had an elephant named Tara. Suddenly, one day a dog named Bella arrived at the reserve, and they became best friends.
Apparently, they had developed some sort of friendship because they became inseparable.
This pair amazingly became inseparable, doing everything together, walking around, bathing in the pond, and even eating together. Bella even tried to feed Tara a bone, but the elephant pushed it back with her trunk, like saying thank you, but I'm good, enjoy it yourself. Apparently one time, Bella got injured, and in their separation, the elephant looked everywhere until Tara found her at the hospital. She stayed there until she recovered, and then they continued their routine. This story is truly incredible, as we have a wild deer that they named Buttons, who somehow became friends with a pet dog named G-Bro. The most incredible part is that deer actually brings her babies to visit her friend every time she gives birth.
G-Bro is so gentle with her baby.
Push their whole face.
El perro es extremadamente gentil con los bebés e incluso juega con ellos. The dog is extremely gentle with the babies, and he even plays with them. The dog is basically helping raise the babies, and it happens every single year. They have been friends for an incredible 12 years. How does this even happen? But they sure enjoy cleaning each other and spending time together. Esme the rhino had to be taken away from his mother because she was unable to produce milk. In the sanctuary, they noticed that the rhino needed a friend, as they are heavily dependent on their mother, so they introduced a dog named David.
The rhino. Wait, how's that work?
They grew up together, but unfortunately, the rhino grew much faster and would hurt the dog on accident, so they had to separate them. So they decided to introduce her to Milky the goat. They also became friends, but whenever Esme is feeling down, they bring David back and they hang out together, and the rhino immediately gets happy once again. In a tiny town in Minnesota, Max the dog and Quackers the duck became instant friends, and they just walk down the roadway together and hang out.
Minnesota, it's not a tale at all. For them, the story of Max and Quackers is already.
Quackers came after the owners picked him up as a chick, and when they released the duck outside, they became fast friends. They were both lonely after losing friends, and now they share and do everything together. These two friends became the talk of the town and brighten people's lives as much as they brighten each other's lives. Sloths are some of the cutest animals in the world, and this one is named Chewy, who somehow became friends with a beagle named Seven.
Repite, Chuy, dile, nos vemos más tarde.
La detiene la asfixia con amor.
The sloth got electrocuted on some wires, so they rescued him and they took him home. It was tough for the sloth to accept the humans, but he quickly became friends with Seven the dog. The dog tried hard to become friends at first, as the sloth was still scared, but he quickly got through to him. Every time they take Seven out for a walk, the sloth hugs him and touches him like it's their last goodbye. But what can you say? He just found his best friend and doesn't want to be apart for even a second. Rats are quickly becoming a normal household pet, and when you see how this rat named Michael became friends with Lando the dog, you may want to get one too.
Stage that they legitimately seek each other out. They really enjoy each other's company, and it just is.
These two are always together, and the owner says that Lando is obsessed with Michael, and it goes both ways, as when Lando goes to this cage, Michael tries to force himself out through the bars. The dog was considered to be unadoptable as he was too hyper and had a ton of anxiety, but these people took a chance, and he quickly got a new friend that actually teaches him how to calm down and have some control of his anxiety. They work together perfectly. Did you ever think that you would see a little sausage-looking dog become friends with a freaking lion? Well, it goes to show that a good attitude can get you anywhere. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time.